We've been hands-on with the most recent build, and it's shaping up to be a must-play. Here's the TLDR on the story. You're Deacon St. John, an outlaw biker with a heart. All you have in the world is your beloved bike, your best friend Boozer, and some tragic memories concerning your wife Sarah. Last seen being helicoptered away from a ruined city after the Freakers brought down civilization. Your job is to survive by hunting, doing favours for other survivors, taking out every freaker you see, and almost certainly getting pulled into situations where you discover more about the virus and the government agency Nero that seems to be hanging around in a sinister fashion. The first thing that gets you as you're let loose as Deacon is the world, a living, shuddering ecosystem of trees and weather and wildlife. It's a post-apocalypse that you actually want to spend some time in, not one of dusts and deserts and ruined buildings, but one that's green and wet and full of surprises. I mean, sure, some of those surprises are caves full of sleeping freakers, or wolves sent mad by the virus, but you can't have everything. You'll be exploring the world on your bike, something that turns out to be a blessing and a curse, because for every mile you race across, for every cougar you escape, there'll be a time when you run out of fuel, or you've left your bike in the wrong place, or you have, driven your bike into a lake. The second thing that will hit you, maybe literally, is that everything in the world that isn't a tree wants you dead. There are freakers, animals from cougars to infected bears, and then there are the people. A rival biker gang, crazy cultists, and the shady Nero folk. Even if you wander to gather some herbs on a quiet ride between missions, you'll come back to your bike and find someone messing with it. If I didn't have social anxiety before I started playing Days Gone, I sure as shit had it afterwards. The Freakers are a genuinely unnerving foe to deal with, worrisome in small pockets and outright adrenaline-inducing when coming at you as a horde. You can sneak up and take out a few lone Freakers with your knife, collecting their ears for bounties that can be traded in for trust and resources at survivor camps, but make a wrong move or come around a corner into a group and soon you're fighting for your life. To keep the relationship spicy, there are also different varieties, like noisy screamers or buff breakers, or the child-sized newts that will only attack if you're hurt. Previously, I've had the chance to explore and the chance to take on the Horde, but this time around I got to follow a few of the storylines that are threaded through the trees and survivor camps. One had me visiting an abandoned Nero camp, another had me finding a stash for a camp leader, and the most intriguing had me tracking and rescuing a young girl called Lisa who had managed to survive alone after her parents disappeared.
It's alright, it's okay, it's okay.
This isn't a cartoonish, over-the-top type of survival horror game. This feels like it's aiming for a more HBO primetime mood, with Sam Witwer delivering an authentic performance that elevates Deacon beyond the action hero everyman, and it also has a storyline that promises plenty of twists and turns.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Deacon.
Oh, well, sorry about the mess. This contraption.
Pretty much what you think, just throw your leg over, yeah.
Okay,
Usually you have to choose between great open world mechanics, satisfying story, or decent combat, but it feels like Bend Studio is giving its all to give you a bit of all three. Days Gone will be released for PS4 April 26th, and we'll have a full review before then.